Hello everybody, my name is Lucia McCaughey. I work as a tutor for Dublin and Dundee ETB Adult Education Service, and today I'm going to show you how to paint leaves in watercolour. And you don't even have to use a pencil for this, so it's just brushes, your paint and a page. So this is going to be the end product, just an experimentation on how to paint leaves. Good afternoon everybody, and welcome to our demonstration. Today I'm going to do a series of simple leaf shapes in watercolour. So you can either use the tubes here, like Winsor & Newton I'm using, but whatever watercolours you have yourselves, you can use the tubes or the pans, which are like that. So whatever you have available to you at this moment in time. So I have squeezed out some of the paint here. I'm just going to add a bit of water to that green, mix it up. And I'm just going to add some water to the blue, the ultramarine blue. I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm also going to take some yellow. It's always good to have your paints mixed up before you start, so that you don't have to go and mix them as you go along. I might just put out as well a bit of burnt sienna, just in case I decide to use it. So I have my watercolor paper, which is different to regular paper. It has a grain on it. You can get sort of different depths of grain. You can have fine grain, rough. It depends just what you like to use yourselves. So I have a number 5 brush. I'm just going to show you some simple leaf shapes. I'll just start off with pure sap green. So I'm going to start off with the stem very lightly, and then press very lightly for the stem, and then when it comes to the actual leaf itself, you put more pressure on the brush like that, and the same the other side. Press down, and then as you come towards the tip of the leaf, you obviously lean off lighter. Now I am leaving that little slither of white there in the middle because it actually acts as a vein for us. Now let's try it again with maybe 2 leaves. So we'll start off with our stem that splits in 2, and I might actually mix up a different green this time. I'll take green out and add a dot of blue to it. Look at the way that darkens it. You can just experiment with different types of leaves. And the white space is not such a bad thing actually, because it acts as the vein in the leaf. Now you can drop in other colours into that while it's still wet, like if you wanted to maybe put a bit of brown in there, you could. So would I just show you that again? So let's go for a regular leaf. Stem very lightly. Clean, heavy, come back to a point. And here, clean, heavy, to the point. And then fill in the leaf shape there, leaving the vein. The main stem coming through there. Now, I'm going to clean my brush and then add in maybe a little bit of burnt sienna. You see those colours there now. See the subtlety of that now. Because you don't actually see a flat colour of green on most leaves. Okay, maybe I've overdone that a little bit. So let's try now maybe an olive leaf, which is more of a bluey green. Even a bit of brown in there. Yeah, the brown is quite nice. Well, it's burnt sienna. That's kind of an olive green colour. So the olive leaf is so you can actually lean thick, thin, thick, thin. Same the other side. Thick, thin, thick, thin. And you can bleed more colour into that if you want to go darker. You can do it in one go, or you can build it up in layers. Let's do another one of those. So I'm going to add more blue this time. I'm making this up out of my head. I'm not actually looking at a leaf while I'm doing this, so may have the structure slightly wrong, but it's not about getting an accurate shape of a leaf. We're not like botanical artists yet. Now all we need is our olive. I'm gonna try and do a little olive there. Get some alizarin crimson. This is the alizarin crimson. It's just like a crimson or pink. It's a pinky red, so it's a really nice colour. I use it to make purple. I mix it with ultramarine blue, and maybe if you want to deepen it even, you could add a bit of grey. So I'll just show you how I make a purple. So it's ultramarine blue. See that there now? So that's probably a bit too bright for an olive. So what you can do is actually add a tiny bit of that yellow to tone it down, which is the opposite colour. It's purple on the colour wheel. If ever you want to dull down a colour, use its opposite on the colour wheel. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that now. olives come in different colours too, don't they? So leave like a little bit of white there. We'll put one in this direction. You can make a little pattern out of this. If you want to use a smaller brush for that to give you more control. And they kind of have a little stalk, don't they? And like the same with the leaves, you can actually bleed in other colours into it. So like I could bleed in a little bit of a greeny yellow. Because I'd say initially, well, I mean, you could have, I suppose, a green olive, because they come in all different colours, don't they? And sizes, I'd say. So, a green olive, and you could do a yellowy green one. It's not as ripe, maybe. And you can put in a bit of brown into that if you wanted. If you don't have brown, you can mix red and green together and you'll actually get a brown. See that there? And it's actually a perfect olive green. Look at that. Cool. So I'm going to try now a fern leaf. So I'm starting off. I'm using a number 1 brush now. So this is the very tip of the fern. Actually, I should probably start with the stalk first. So I'm going to mix up a brown there. You could even add a bit of green into that. It's always good to use some tissue as well. So with the fern, as the leaves come down, they actually lengthen in shape. They're quite close together as well. And they come to a point. So lean heavy and then lean off. Light, lean, heavy, light, light, heavy, light, light, heavy, light, light, heavy, light. I mean, you could even use, for greeting cards, you could even do flowers, little sprigs of greenery around them. It's endless really what you can do. Like I can go back in here now and bleed in a darker green if I wish, here and there. I don't have to put it on every single one. And if you feel like you've gone too dark there, just clean your brush and just take some of it away out. If I missed one there. So you get the idea. What will we do next? Maybe a bay leaf. So I'm going to start off with my stem. 1, I'll put 3 in, 2, 3. And the bay leaf is a bluey green, isn't it? Almost looks like a cherry. Cherry leaf. You could put cherries maybe on that. What else will we try there now? Even a palm leaf. I'm going to use, so back to my bigger brush. You know, the banana palm leaves, or any sort of a palm. For the leaf, it has quite a definite shape, doesn't it? I mean, by all means, if you want to just draw this out with a pencil first, you can. I suppose I've been at this for years, so I'm practice makes perfect though. Look at that now, that looks cool. Really just experiment. I mean, for most of you, it may just even be to mix the paints to get the right consistency first. Because watercolour can be hard to control. So I just start off with little bits of paint first. I'm not sure what the stem looks like for this now, but I'd say there's a bit of brown in there somewhere. So keep filling the page. You know, get familiar with using the brush thin and then lean heavy like that. You could do sort of a pattern. Thin, thin, thick, thin, thin, thick, thin. And then this is our end one. Even for drawing grasses, you know, for painting grasses, or even the spider plants. So paint them, the flowers and leaves and trees and stuff, plants, the way they grow from the base. base out, base up, flick. That's my stem. Let's try and mix up a yellowy green here. And we'll do, I'm not sure the name of this. I know there is a name for this sort of a plant. Maybe it's Honesty is the name of it, but I think it can change colour into sort of a papery, creamy colour, but I'd say initially it's green. Like you can go back in there and add in even a bit of dark green. And look, if it's too much, take your brush, a clean brush, and just wipe it out and dab it into the tissue here. Take a little bit of more blue if you want to put more blue in there. Yeah, you can put in blue here. There's a bit of brown. I'm just going to save me making it up. Even the shape of a sycamore leaf, let's say. If you want to draw it out first, let's see. Something like this. In autumn, you know, you see, so you see all the different colours in the leaves. So what you could do is put a base colour of a light yellowy green. Let that dry. Just going to put my little stem on there. Let that dry. Actually, while you're waiting for that to dry, you can work on another one. Like a different colour. It's almost like a maple leaf, isn't it? And we can do the same here. you see all sorts of colours in the autumn leaves. So maybe I will work with warm colours for this one and cool colours for this. So warm colours are yellow, red, orange, pinks. Cool colour, think of fire and heat. What colour is in fire? Yellow, red, orange. And then think what colour is in the sea for the cool colours. So I'm going to mix orange here, so yellow and red will give us an orange. And can bleed in some orange in there. I mean, even if you're to put the red in here, you probably will end up getting an orange as it mixes with the, take even a bit of pink, pinky red here. And then we can go back down into the orange here. And you can even put in a little bit of green into that if you wish to. I did say we'd keep this as the warm leaf, but sure, look, changed my mind. And maybe we will, yeah, just keep this like green like this. Or yellow here maybe. And then for the veins in the leaf, if you want, I'd let that dry first before I was to go back in with the vein, because it'll start to bleed. That's the problem with watercolour. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I am just going to show you quickly how to do a tree. If I was painting a tree, the trunk start off thick. I'm going to use my bigger brush here. Thick, and come up. Then you can put on your foliage. I think this is a cedar tree. I think that's what they're called. They're like almost bonsai trees. Can bleed in some other colour there. But you see a lot of these in large estates and also in Italy. You'd see probably a lot of these trees. Anyway, I'm just going to go back now to the veins. So I'm going to use a brush here. So there we have it. There's some leaves, and we've just really used yellow, blue, green, and the reds. But you could just even play around with even green, doing that in green. You don't have to have all the colours either. So just keep practicing and enjoy painting. Practice makes perfect. Take care. Hope you're all keeping well and safe. Bye.